Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card, we are going to be seeing what makes you so lovable, so attractive, so all around awesome. We are just going to be complimenting you basically from start to finish. And as always, I do like to keep my readings open to as many potential different scenarios as possible. So if you guys feel called to watch this as a what do people in general love about you type of reading, you are welcome to do that. Or if you have a specific person in mind and you want to watch this as a what do they love about you, what will they love about you when you meet them, or what would they love about you if you met them, you are free to watch this from any angle that you feel called to do so. But I will be speaking the reading as just what do people love about you, so feel free to modify that to your own unique situation. And today's reading is a collaboration with the lovely Jupiter Sun. I did a collaboration with her back in January for the monthly 2021 prediction, and we are back at it again. She is one of the first tarot readers that I discovered on YouTube, and I still remember exactly where I was and what I was doing when I watched her first video. It was or not her first video, but the first one of hers that I saw. It was the what would a tarot reader tell them about you? And I was on the train and I was just blown away. I still remember it to this day, this reading that I saw, like whatever it was, a year, 2 years ago. So that's how you know she's good. So she is going to be doing what you don't see about yourself. So if you guys feel called to that reading as well, it will be linked down below. She's also an amazing artist. She makes beautiful art. So I will link her Instagram as well if you guys want to check that out. But without further ado, let's show you your options. So there are 5 readings for you guys to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of the crystals one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is blue topaz. Number 2 is Dalmatian Jasper. Number 3 is red jasper. Number 4 is blue Aventurine. And number 5 is some raw opal. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the blue topaz, this is going to be a reading about what makes you so lovable and attractive to others. So we are going to start off by shuffling this tarot deck. We're going to take a few cards from here, and then we will move on to the oracle cards. So just keep in mind when we're doing this reading is based off of how others see you, and sometimes that can be very different from how you see yourself. I know for me personally, how other people see me is very, very different from how I see myself. So just keep that in mind. All right, so for group 1, let's see what people love so much about you. What do people love about group 1? I'm seeing the color green, how would I say it, flashing in my mind's eye. This can be an indicator that people love that you have a very big heart. There's something about you guys having a lot of integrity or having very good intentions, meaning that wherever you put your energy in the world, and whatever you do in the world, it's always coming from a good place. It's always coming from a place of love. People can see that you have pure intentions. And there's also something about you that is simple. That's the way it's coming through, like simple or pure. And I think this is that you don't do any like sneaky stuff. You don't do any like indirect stuff. You don't play games with people. You're very pure and simple. People can see where you're coming from. People can see how you feel. People can see what you want. And there's something about that that is very endearing, you know, in a world where a lot of people try to hide and twist stories and get what they want in indirect or even manipulative ways. There's something very pure about you guys. And it's like, even when you're expressing a negative or uncomfortable emotion, it's still endearing because you're just letting it out and you're just being yourself, plain and simple. And people really, really appreciate that about you. People who have you in their life as well, they feel truly lucky and blessed. Like, they know how lucky they are to have met somebody like you and to have somebody like you in their life. And they cherish you a lot. They hold you in a very high regard. And I think the people in your life, when you're not around, they speak very, very positively about you. And that might come as a shock to some of you guys if you're the type to worry like that you rub somebody the wrong way, or that somebody doesn't like you, or that people are saying negative stuff about you. Not at all. People talk really, really positively about you when you're not there. Even, like I said, if you had kind of a run-in with somebody, or you said something that you regretted, or whatever it is, they respect you for that. They respect you that you were honest and you said what was on your mind. We have the King of Wands here. I'm noticing as well the cards, well, it's also because I'm stopping to talk, but the cards are taking a long time to come out. And I think there's something here about you guys, again, having very pure intentions and doing everything with meaning, doing everything with purpose, doing everything with intention. I feel like you're not the type to just rush through life and do things for the sake of checking it off a list. Like, when you do something and when you put your effort into something, you want it to be perfect, or as close to perfect as you can make it. You want it to be good. You want it to be meaningful. I feel like you guys are very much a quality over quantity type of person. You're very much a take the scenic route, stop to smell the flowers, enjoy the journey type of person. You want things to have meaning and you want to do things with intention and mindfulness. And I think that when people are around you, some other people who are very go, 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 I need to get this and that done, you help them to just slow down, come back into their body, come back into the present moment and be like, wow, this really is the way to live life. What am I rushing for so much? And who am I trying to prove myself to? Like, you're just you, and people feel such a genuine energy from you that you're not trying to prove anything. You're not trying to impress anyone. You just want to live. You just want to enjoy the moment, and you want to do everything with integrity. And you coming through as a king, I think, is no accident, because we just spoke about people seeing you in a very high regard. We also have, I think this is the sun and moon here on this card. So there can be something about you guys having a very good balance of masculine and feminine energies in you. Meaning that you have a gentle and compassionate and receptive side, and you also have an assertive and confident side to you. We have the Five of Wands, so we have a little bit of a fighter energy coming through, and we have the Six of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Ten of Pentacles. So, okay, let's just go through these in order. Over here with the King of Wands, I see the King of Wands as somebody who is just completely living life on his own terms. He is his own boss. He is his own hero, and he does whatever he wants to do. He's living with complete freedom and independence. He's very creative. He's very talented. He is very, very inspiring. He is a natural leader. And so I think that this is how many people see you. Again, I feel like you guys are not influenced by what is popular or You're not influenced, I'm taking my sweater off. You're not influenced by other people's expectations of you. You're just here to live your own life freely. And when people are around you, you inspire them to do the same. There's a lot of people who admire you. You might know that, you might not know that, but I think you have a lot of admirers, and there's a lot of people who are inspired by you. And the way it came to my mind is like they model some aspects of their life off you, because I think there is something about you that people see and they're like, I want to live my life like that. I want to be that kind of person. But also because you're doing your own respective thing, you inspire other people to do their own respective thing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly modeled after you, but let's say you are really excelling at school in a certain field of study, and that's really cool to somebody. It's not necessarily that they're gonna exactly copy what you're doing, but they're like, I see them over there doing their best in school, and that's gonna inspire me to do my best in my job. Like, I see how they're thriving, I see how they're following their passion, and I want to do that too. You are like a guiding light to people. You are like a success story to people. So there's a lot of people who look up to you and what you're doing. Over here with the Five of Wands, this is a little bit of a fighter spirit. This is a little bit of a competitive spirit. We do have quite a bit of fiery energy here with the King of Wands and the Five of Wands. Maybe you guys are a fire sign, or there is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius person who likes you a lot, who looks up to you a lot, and who is coming through in this reading. But Wands or fire energy is all about your gut instincts. It's all about your intuition. And I think this is how you guys live your life. Like, you're guided by your whims, you're guided by your emotions, you're guided by your desires. And this is why people see you as being very genuine and having a very pure way of living, because it's like, what I feel, I'm going to express. What I feel, I'm going to follow that. What I feel, I'm going to be that. So you have a very like just raw, and like what you see is what you get kind of vibe when it comes to you. This makes people feel very comfortable around you, because they don't have to guess like, what are you thinking? Or they don't have to, overthink interactions with you. You make things very easy and comfortable for people. And okay, back to the Five of Wands. I think you have a lot of ambition that people really admire in you. You are hardworking, you are passionate, you're willing to fight for what you want, you're willing to fight for what you believe in. This is a card that also talks about conflict, and I have seen it as people who can have a little bit of, I guess you could say, a little bit of a temper. Like, they're a little bit feisty. They're a little bit sassy. And I feel like if this is a trait that you have, this is actually something people really, really like, because people just love to see you passionate, and people just love to see you open and honest and blunt and straightforward about how you feel. Because I think in life in general, but maybe in your circle, that's kind of hard to come by. If I can give an example, let's say you're in a team of a bunch of colleagues and your boss is like full of shit, but everybody is, talking nicely about the boss and kissing up to the boss, and you're like, oh my God, this boss is full of shit. So, some people might be like, oh, that's so bold. How could you say that? But secretly they love that about you. Like, damn, I wish I could say that. I wish I could just let my emotion out like that and not be afraid of being a little bit confrontational or a little bit sassy. So I feel like you guys have some like fiery edge to you that people really like. You have that ambition, you have that competitive spirit that people like. And again, whether you're expressing something positive or negative, people just love that you're genuine and you tell it like it is, essentially. With the Six of Cups here, this is a card that talks about, when it comes to a relationship, I feel it talks about deep comfort and deep familiarity. So I feel like you have an energy that allows people to relax very quickly. It's like people let their guard down in front of you very quickly. They take off their mask, or they take off their persona in front of you very quickly and kind of skip the small talk, skip the niceties. They can just relax because you are so genuine. People feel like they can be genuine around you too, and they don't have to be so nervous. They don't have to try so hard. People feel when they're talking to you or when they're with you just vibing, things flow really nicely, things flow really effortlessly. There's something about you that feels safe. Like you're safe to just be. I'm not gonna judge you, and you know, if I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you, so you don't have to worry if I secretly don't like you. People know people know that they're safe to just be. And I really like your energy because you just express whatever you're feeling and don't hold on to it. I feel like you guys are not the type to hold grudges. You're not the type to hold secrets or be two-faced, like say one thing to something but be secretly thinking something else. And that's what makes people feel so safe, and that's what makes people feel like they can be unarmed when they're with you. This flying bird is just making me think about freedom. Just being free to express yourself, being free to say whatever you want. You're like that kind of safe place for people, or when you're in an environment, you create that kind of safe place for people. With the Six of Cups here, there's also a message about children or inner child. So there might be, well, we spoke about this, you guys having a kind of innocent and pure nature to you. I think people really see your inner child come out when they watch you. Like you haven't lost that childlike wonder. You haven't lost that childlike passion. You haven't lost your connection with your emotions. It's like you haven't grown up to like a detached, boring adult. No offense to adults, but you know what I mean. You didn't lose it. You didn't lose your magic. People really, really love that about you, and people are very inspired about that. They see your inner child, and probably your inner child recognizes their inner child and wants to jump out when they are with you too. Wow, this is really, really nice energy. And then at the bottom of the deck, we had the Ten of Pentacles. So I do think that a lot of people in your life, if they haven't already, want to build a solid foundation with you and keep you around. You're a keeper. This is what I feel with the Ten of Pentacles. You're somebody that people want to keep around, that people really value and want to have in their life for a long, long time. So those people in your life who already have a solid bond with you, they cherish it and they value it like no other. You are gold. You have a heart of gold. You are priceless. You are a treasure. This is how people see you. You're a rare beauty in this world. Your character and your vibe is a rare beauty in this world. That's what they would say. And if people don't have this with you yet, because I do feel like you guys have some secret admirers, they want to build this with you. Anyone who is interested in you right now, anyone who is pursuing you right now, I would say with this card that they are interested in being in it in the long haul, because there's not a lot of people like you. Someone like you doesn't come around every day. And I think the people in your life know not to take you for granted, not to pass up such a beautiful bond that they could have with you. All right, so this is what I see from the tarot cards. So we are going to take a look at a few oracle cards now from various decks, starting with the Flower Medicine Oracle deck, and we have Wildflower with Freedom. I see this with the King of Wands as well. Like, you guys are a free spirit. I'm thinking like you guys cannot be tamed. You're just gonna do you no matter what. You're not gonna conform. You are not going to be a people pleaser. You're not going to dim your light. You're gonna be wild and free and authentic no matter what. I want to talk about the deep indigo color of this card, which is making me think of the third eye, which is making me think of seeing past the veil, seeing past the bullshit. I feel like you guys you don't waste time, you don't take any crap, and it's very, very refreshing for people. There's a lot of fakeness in this world, and it's not even necessarily like people are being fake in a malicious or manipulative way, but people are just scared. People are insecure, and so they hide behind masks. I'm totally not judging that, because we all go through that at some point, but there's something about you that's very refreshing in that you're not afraid to take off that mask and say what everybody is thinking and live the life that everybody wishes they could live. You're like, I don't care, I'm free. It's almost like you're off the grid, you're out of the system, you're just doing your own thing. And people really love and respect that, whether they are vocally loving and respecting that or secretly loving and respecting that, they are. And I'm also thinking of wildflower as like something that can thrive in any environment. You know, a wildflower is wild. It's not like coddled in a little plant and, oh, you need this much water and this much sunlight. It's just gonna grow and thrive wherever it is. So you guys have that ambition, you have that drive, that passion, that no matter what life throws at you, no matter where you end up, you're gonna make your dreams happen. Like nothing can stop you, nothing can knock you down. And that's really, really admirable in you as well. From the Vessel Oracle, we have birth. This is also making me think of a third eye. Look at all of these eyes coming out too. It's like you see everything. And it's interesting that we have birth, and then we also have this message about inner child. Maybe there is somebody who wants to have children with you who's coming through here. Or if you do have children, they really love and admire these qualities about you. But when I think about birth, this is something that is new, something that is fresh. I don't really like this word, but like untainted is coming to my mind. I guess just pure, like a pure expression coming out into the world, a pure impulse coming out into the world. People love your purity. Birth could also be talking about fertility and your ability to birth things into this world. So people really loving your creativity, people really loving your ingenuity, people really loving your work ethic and admiring your accomplishments. Here we have the 8th house. This is so this is a kind of sexual energy. I obviously I know that the 8th house is about sex, but looking at this a little bit deeper, like this flower and this flower look pretty sexual. Please don't demonetize me, Daddy Google. And even this as well. So maybe there's a lot of people who find you very sexy. and when we see people wanting to like have children or make children with you, it's talking about like, you know, talking about it in that way, in the like metaphorical way of baby making. There could be a lot of people who are attracted to you in that way. The white horse here, I definitely think it's something about your free spirit, something about your wild nature that makes people want to get wild with you. Stream Wild Side by Normani, please. But yeah, 8th house is an energy of not only just like sexual connection, but a deep, close, intimate connection. So going back to this energy of people feeling very comfortable around you, I think that people can easily let loose or feel comfortable in intimate situations with you. There's something very charming and magnetic about you guys. We have inspiration. So yes, I'm going to be a broken record here because I already talked about this, but you inspire people because you are this King of Wands living your best life, or well on your way to living your best life. And I really, really love this image here, that we see this person illuminating the darkness with the light that is within them. This is also making me think of, no matter where you guys pop up, no matter what darkness you're in, no matter what struggles you're in, your inner light is going to shine through and you're going to thrive no matter what. And also, I love the King of Wands as a leader because he's not the leader that says, follow my light, I'll show you the way. He's the leader that says, look at that light that's within you. He shows you how to see your own inner light and lets you show yourself the way. You're the kind of leader who leads by inspiration. And so you help people to see the light that is within them. With this 8th house too, you guys could be very, very good at reading people. You guys could have a deep, innate, or learned understanding of the human condition and human psychology, and people feel very understood or very read when they're around you, but like in a really, really good way. And I think you help people to see themselves in a light that they haven't seen before, or you help them see the light within them that they don't necessarily see in themselves. We have deconstructing doubt, and on the other side it says only my beliefs are in my way. Yeah, you guys are unstoppable, clearly. You guys are unstoppable. You can achieve whatever you set your mind to. And I think you're somebody who takes charge of your life and takes accountability and takes responsibility for your life. You know, like you're empowered enough to say, yeah, that was me. I'm responsible for my biggest successes, and also I'm responsible for my failures, and I'm going to figure that out. And you understand that your mindset and your beliefs are your greatest weapon. And when you have the right mindset, nothing can get in your way. You guys are very, very motivational to others in your life. And we also have cozy up with risk. So you guys have this bold side to you. You guys have this daring side to you, this adventurous side to you. I think this is also what makes you very sexy to people. And this red color is reminding me of the root chakra, which makes me think, again, people feel very safe and comfortable with you. And the root chakra can also talk about like your physical body. So again, it's like a lot of people have a physical or sexual attraction to you. The flame here is making me think about passion. But yeah, it's like you're not afraid of any odds that are against you. You're gonna go for it. You're gonna make it happen. You guys even have a kind of trailblazer energy to you, and your presence to people, it's very warm, it's very freeing, it's very attractive, like we've mentioned many times. But this is what I'm seeing for you guys, so I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Jupiter Sun's video, which will be what you don't see about yourself if you feel called to do that. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you. Oh, and I also have a Patreon. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. Sending you guys lots of love once again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the Dalmatian Jasper, this is going to be a reading all about what makes you so lovable and attractive to others. Fun fact about this stone, this was actually gifted to me by Esotero. So if you guys were drawn to this one, maybe it's a sign that there's something over on her channel that you should check out. And Eso, if you happen to be watching this and you chose this group, thank you very much for the gift. So we are gonna start off this reading by shuffling our tarot deck. We'll get some messages from there, and then we will move on to the oracle cards. And just something to keep in mind when we're doing this reading is that the messages in this reading are based off of how other people see you, and sometimes that can be quite different from how you see yourself. I know for me personally, how other people see me is super, super different to how I see myself. So just something to keep in mind. And let's see what we have for you in the tarot. What do people find lovable and attractive about group number 2? What do people, and it's on the floor. What do people love about group number 2? We have the Page of Wands coming through. Came out very explosively, I might add. It like flew out of the deck through the air and fell on the floor like pretty far away from me. So it's kind of funny too that there's some like explosive fireworks in the sky here. Maybe you guys have an energy that is very infectious or very exciting to people. Maybe you have a little bit of a firecracker personality where you're just cracking jokes left, right, and center, or some kind of unpredictable nature to you that makes you very fun to be around. The Page of Wands is definitely somebody who is incredibly charming, incredibly funny, also very motivating. This is just my personal way that I've seen the Page of Wands come up, but he's someone who you just love to be around. You're going to be smiling from ear to ear, and this is you guys. You're going to be smiling from ear to ear when you are around them. And when you're with them, you feel genuinely cared about. You make people feel genuinely cared about. You make people feel like when they're talking, you're actually listening to them and you're actually excited about what they are saying. So it's something about him that like the things that people are normally like interested in or passionate about, that they kind of feel uncomfortable or insecure because they feel like, oh, nobody's gonna care about this, I'm gonna bore them, or they're gonna think I'm weird. You make people feel comfortable to open up about that kind of stuff. So and why is this the example that comes to my mind? But like if somebody is really into anime and I'm not saying it's weird to be into anime, but maybe somebody is like a little bit shy about that. They feel like they can't really talk about their favorite shows and their favorite pastimes, but you make people feel like their interests are cared about, and you make people feel comfortable to get nerdy or to get excited or to get enthusiastic about the things they like. They're not like, oh, I'm gonna shut up because this person is gonna judge me. And honestly, that makes me really emotional. Jesus, somebody is walking heavily. That makes me feel really emotional because there's nothing better than feeling validated and feeling like you don't have to stifle your passion or that you don't have to hide your joy. You can just let it all out, and you create that warm and welcoming environment for people to do that. Like I said, people feel really listened to and cared for and accepted and free of any kind of judgment when they're around you. And I feel like for you, this is just something that comes so naturally. You're just so engaging and inviting to people like this that you might not even realize the impact that it makes on people. Like the way you engage in conversation with people, the way you show your interest, the way you share your compliments, you might think that, oh, that's just natural, that's just me being friendly. But to the other person, it means so much. I feel like you guys have really touched people by your kindness and by accepting people as they are. And you may have even moved some people to tears with your kindness before, like with some words or encouragement that you shared with them. You guys are really, really sweet. And I feel like you don't even try to be. It just comes natural to you. And you're like, isn't everybody this nice? Isn't everybody this friendly? No, group 2, they're not. There's a lot of cold people out there. There's a lot of disinterested and detached people out there. But you make people feel special. Like people, before talking to you, they feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind wanting to start again. And after they talk to you, they feel like a firework and they let their colors burst, you guys. I want to meet you. If you chose this group, maybe don't leave your contact information. Maybe leave your socials if you want to do that. Also, I feel like you guys could easily walk around like you're the King of Wands, but you stay this little Page of Wands. I feel like you guys you're the shit, but you're very humble. There's something about you guys, like you live simply. Maybe you live below your means, or even if you are very successful, you're not like shoving it in people's faces. Why am I shaking? You guys are too high vibe for me. There's something about you that is very approachable, very relatable to people, even if you have like high levels of success or you know, something that would make you quote unquote better than other people in the eyes of society. Like, you're just chill, you're very down to earth, very, very laid back. It's so funny. This is so funny to me. So we have the Four of Cups, and sometimes, actually a lot of the time, before I film a reading, I just like visualize myself doing it. And sometimes I see certain cards falling out and I think about what I would say if that card came out. And I was actually thinking to myself, like, what do I say if the Four of Cups appears? Like, in the context of what somebody loves about you. And I thought to myself, you know what I think the Four of Cups would mean? I think the Four of Cups would mean somebody who is humble and somebody who is grounded. And so it's so funny that it actually came out. Maybe it's because if this came out without me having that thought before, I wouldn't know what the heck to say about it, and Spirit was preparing me for this moment. But yes, I was thinking to myself, if the Four of Cups appears, this is somebody who is very humble and who is very present. So I will explain my reasoning of this, because maybe that's a little bit different from the meaning of the Four of Cups that you guys know. The Four of Cups is a card that can talk about not seeing things. Normally we would see somebody who is sitting and staring at the cups in front of them. The hand of Spirit or the divine is offering them a fourth cup, but they don't see it. And so again, this goes back to what we were talking about with you guys. Like, it's almost like you don't see how amazing you are. A lot of the things that are... Who is stomping? Child! Okay, so a lot of the stuff that is so amazing about you, I feel like you guys just take it as a given. Like, all of the amazing things you do for others, it's like, yeah, of course I would do that. Like, everybody does that. It's like, no, maybe you guys are a little bit naive and you're this very bright light in the world and you don't realize that you're a bright light amidst darkness. There's a lot of amazing things about you that I think you guys don't see. And so that's kind of how I tied it to the Four of Cups. I was even thinking about like the One Direction song, You Don't Know You're Beautiful. Not that you're not allowed to know you're beautiful, but there's something very endearing about you being such an amazing person and yet being so humble and not necessarily seeing all of the ways in which you are amazing and being like, yeah, I know I'm the shit. You just stay very down to earth and you stay very humble. And then with the Four of Cups, I was also thinking about somebody who's not distracted, because you know that person is staring at his cups and Spirit is trying to tempt him with something else. Like, hey, look at this cup over here. Look at this cup over here. And he's just not looking at it. So I feel like when you are with people, you are present with them. And this goes back to you making people feel really cared about and making people feel really interesting. Maybe when you guys are with people, you're not like on your phone, you're not preoccupied, you're not thinking about something else. People really feel like you are right there with them. And that makes people feel really, really valued and really, really treasured. And there could also be something in here about loyalty. Like when you guys are dating someone, or if you are dating someone, this person feels really safe with you. Like, you're not going to run off to the next temptation. You're not going to have a wandering eye and feeling like you're looking for the next best thing. I feel like you guys are very much the type of people who you're going to water your own lawn before looking over to the other lawn and like, you know, coveting how green it is. You're like, I'm going to appreciate what I have. What I have in this present moment is a gift, and I'm going to nurture that. And if things need a little bit of work, I'll put in work, and I'm not just going to like run off and, you know, run off and run away. You're present, you're here. You're in it till the end. You're loyal. You are like a ride or die friend or partner, and always appreciating right here and right now. So that's another thing that people really love and appreciate about you, and you likely inspire people to live in the same way. So let's get one more. What do people love about group 2? I think you guys are very, very funny as well. Probably you know you're funny. This might be like my dad joke group or my pun group. And there's something about people might say to you like, oh my God, can you stop with the puns? Or like, there you go again. But they actually do find it very, very funny and sweet. So if anyone's like, oh, shut up, enough with that, they secretly love it. They just might be teasing you a bit. And there's also a message about you guys remembering and forgetting kind of weird things. Like you will remember some random detail that somebody told to you in a conversation like 8 months ago. Like, oh, you said your grandma was moving. Did that go well? Like you remember things like that, but then like you forget what you ate for breakfast earlier in the day. Like the way you remember and forget things is kind of strange. And I don't know why that's coming up in a reading about what people love about you. Maybe there's something endearing about that. But then here we also have the Two of Cups. Ooh, so maybe there is a romantic partner, a romantic interest, or a soulmate who is popping into this reading to let you know that they love you and that they love all of these things about you. But this is a card that is about harmony, equality, balance, like a fair energy exchange. And I feel like you are truly somebody who sees everybody as equal. You don't judge others, you don't compare others. To you, like everybody is a teacher. Everybody has something to give you, and you have something to give everybody. So you don't like judge or put people in a hierarchy the same way society does. And I feel like that's something that doesn't even come naturally to you and that you might necessarily not even get. Like, why are we idolizing these people and looking down on those people? Like, I just don't get it. It's almost like you're not really from here and you don't really understand the things that humans value or devalue. But deep down, a lot of people resonate with how you see the world and what you value. You need to be very secure within yourself, I think, to throw away the superficial ways in which we rank each other. You're just like so past that. You're so past the superficial, and you see people for their energy. You see people for their souls, and you say, yes, we're different, but we're equal. And our difference should be celebrated. And if we saw everybody, or if we saw the connections with everybody as an opportunity to learn something, like to not judge, to not have biases, and to just sit with them and learn, like the world would be such a better place. And we even see this on this card. Like two people who are just being present with each other and looking into each other's eyes and recognizing themselves in the other, no matter how different they are. You have a soul that is so pure, so accepting, so non-judgmental, so wise. And that really shines through. People really, really love that about you. At the bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Pentacles. So in terms of zodiac signs, we do have fire energy here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We also have earth energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. These could be your placements, or they could be the placements of somebody who admires you in particular, who is popping through in this reading. But again, this is making me think of somebody who is very loyal, very consistent. I feel like whoever is in your life really, really feels like they can trust you. If you say you're going to do something for them, you will come through. If you say you're going to be there, you're going to be there. If they tell you a secret, they know that you're going to take that to your grave. If you tell them something, they know you're telling the truth. They can always count and rely on you like this. There could also be something here about people admiring your work ethic or admiring your material accomplishments. It could be something like that too, but I definitely think, this is talking about your character as well. All right, so this is what I see for the tarot. So we are going to move on to the various oracle cards now that I have from many different decks, starting off with the Flower Medicine Oracle. And we have Gardenia with Abundance. So in addition to your hardworking nature, your determined nature, your work ethic, I feel like some of you guys who chose this pile, because there was like a little message of that in the Page of Wands too. Some of you guys are pretty successful or pretty abundant, like you've created success and material wealth for yourself. So there could be some people who really admire your accomplishments, who really admire the lifestyle that you've created for yourself. But again, I think a lot of this is just speaking about your character. You are somebody who finds abundance in whatever situation you're in. You find something to be thankful for. And for you, abundance is not what you have, it's who you are. You are abundant by nature. You have everything that you need within yourself. And you're someone who genuinely feels grateful for every single thing that you have in your life. You can see the blessing in every single thing that you have in your life. It's like you guys could have $10 to your name, and you could have like an apartment that's just a couch, but you will still feel like a king. You will still feel abundant because you have your health, because you have your life, because you have your friends. And this is just something that it's not forced for you. It comes so naturally that you always see the full cup. You always see what you do have and focus on what you do have rather than what you don't have. And so that's something that's very pure and endearing to others as well. And I think being around you encourages others to be grateful in this way too, and to see how abundant and blessed they are too. From the Vessel Oracle, we have healing, and I love this card, the person holding the broken heart, catching the tears with their hand. It's like they are making space for this broken heart and allowing it to exist. So there's a very healing nature to you as well. And the same way people feel like they can just be, I think unabashedly is the word, unabashedly joyful and passionate around you, they can also shed their tears around you. They can also share their sadness with you. People feel however they are showing up, however they are being, you will validate it, or you will make space for it, or you will honor it. So people, when they come into your space, they leave all of their armor, they leave all of their hang-ups, they leave all of their fear, and they're just present with you. Like, this is the kind of space that you create for people. And honestly, just existing, just you existing is healing for people. I feel like you don't have to go so out of your way to like help people and give them all of this advice. It just comes naturally to you. You guys just know, you know what to say and when to say it, and you know when to just be quiet and listen, and you know when to get closer and hug someone, and you know when to give someone space. You always have just this, such a comforting and soothing energy that you offer to people, and truly just being around you, people feel healed. There is something though that you guys might give very, very good hugs and offer very, very good words of comfort. If you guys have ever helped a friend or somebody in your life get through a tough time, I feel like you honestly worked wonders for them. You helped them more than you ever know. You healed them more than you ever know, and they're so grateful to you for helping them get through that time. And again, you might be totally oblivious to this, because in the beginning of the reading, there was a message about you guys just saying some little comment to somebody that you think is just you being friendly, but to them it meant the world. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, like, what do you mean somebody that I helped get through a hard time? Like, if you can't think of that, it might have been something that was so small to you, or something that you are oblivious to, but your words made a huge, huge difference for that person. I feel like you guys are just spitting wisdom wherever you go. You might even be channeling the divine when you talk to people, saying exactly what they need to hear without you even realizing that it's exactly what they need to hear. That's just your magic. And even on this Page of Wands card, like this tiny little human underneath the massive fireworks, I feel like there is some magic in you that is so much bigger than you. You guys are very, very connected to the divine, whether you realize it or not. From the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck, we have Waning Crescent. So this is the moon that is waning and about to turn into a new moon. This has the feeling of like winding down and preparing for a new beginning. Okay, I am getting a message from this one, but there's also kind of a specific thing coming through, and that is that you are like a master of comfortable silence. So people have a really fun time talking and conversing with you, but also they're so comfortable around you that silence doesn't feel awkward. So you can be like sitting with someone doing your own thing or doing nothing or just completely quiet, and they still feel comfortable. They don't feel that pressure to like, you know, fill the silence, or I was gonna say perform socially. I don't know if that's like the right phrase, but they can just be, they can just exist with you, which is much appreciated. But the original message that was coming through with the waning crescent is that when people have lost hope in their situation, or when they don't feel that there's a way out, or when they feel that things could never get better, you make them feel like there's a chance to start over. Like this moon is clearing away to become a new moon, to become a clean slate that is full of potential. So there is something about you that restores hope in people, or that helps them to see the potential that they have lost sight of. And people feel like it's never too late to make my dreams happen, or, you know, it's never too late to get back onto the right path, or back onto the path I want to be on. You light up that hope in people. From the Spellcasting Oracle cards, we have Closure. So this is also, there's something very, very healing about you guys, because this is also a card that makes me think about healing. And even the Waning Crescent, it's like closing off a chapter and starting new, closing a door and walking away. Maybe you guys give like very good advice to people. You help people to see the bright side of a situation. You help people to move on from tough times. There's definitely something like this to you guys. We have Resolving Anger. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. This is another thing that people appreciate about you, is your honesty. I think that you guys have good boundaries set in place for yourself. Okay. You have good boundaries set in place for yourself, where when you're feeling like talking, when you're feeling like being social, when you're feeling like extending yourself to others, you're going to tell them and you're going to be fully there for them. This is probably why you can be so present and fully there for people, because when you are, it's because you want to be. And when you don't want to be, when you want to be by yourself, when you want to keep your energy to yourself, you do that too. So whatever you're doing for people or not doing for people is based on genuine intentions. So when you're with people, they don't have to be worried about, I don't know if they really want to be here, because you do, and it comes through. And they know, like, if you're ever not feeling it, or you can't extend yourself or be there for them in that way, you're going to let them know. So you're always a person of your word, and people can count on you. Like, you're not going to take on stuff that you can't or don't want to take on. You're going to take it on and you're going to be there. And when you don't want to, you're not going to do it. And that makes people feel very secure and very comfortable, like that you're not going to get into something with them and then change your mind later, or you're not going to fail to deliver what you promised, because you clearly set your boundaries and your intentions of what you're willing or not willing to do, or able or not able to do. And I think this card is saying, when you guys need to walk away, when you guys need time for yourself, you honor that. You honor your alone time. You honor your time to recharge. You honor your time to reflect. At the beginning of this reading, I was feeling like maybe you guys are extroverts, but that may not even necessarily be the case. You might be social introverts, or, you know, introverts who are very good with people. And you honor that introverted side of yourself. Like, when you need to be alone and do your own thing, you're going to do that and recharge. And I think people really honor and respect the way you care for yourself like that. And we should all care for ourselves like that. So good for you. Honestly, good for you. And then we have Soul on Fire. We have the number 38, which is reducing to 11. So you guys might be, yeah, you are very connected to the divine. And I think you guys are very in touch with your spirituality and you're very in touch with your soul. When you're with people, you see through to their soul, and I think people can see through to your soul as well. So the interactions people have with you, they hit different. They feel a lot deeper and a lot more meaningful and a lot more moving than I think what they are used to. Experiences with you are very memorable and they hit different. That's just the last message I'm getting for you guys. So this is everything that I see for you. I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Jupiter Sun's video if you feel called to. It will be What You Don't See About Yourself. And it will be linked down below. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number threes. So if you guys chose the red Jasper, this is going to be a reading all about what makes you so lovable and attractive to others. So we're going to start by shuffling the tarot deck. We'll get some messages from here, and then we will move on to the oracle cards. Just something to keep in mind when we're doing this reading is that the messages that are coming through are based on how other people view you. So it could vary from how you see yourself. I know for me personally, how other people see me is quite different than how I see myself. So just keep that in mind as the messages come through. All right, so starting with the tarot, what do people love about group 3? What makes group 3 so attractive to others? So the first card that we have is the 7 of Cups. Interesting. So you guys are a very complex person. Usually this card we would see somebody who is overwhelmed because they have so many different cups to choose from. They have so many different options, but this is coming through in the context of what people love about you. So there's a few things that are coming through here. One, I think, okay, sorry, there's a lot. One, I think, is definitely that you guys are very, very talented. Like, what they're showing me is like, if there was a board with a bunch of different like professions or a bunch of different fields, you could be like, what am I going to pursue? And just like randomly put your finger on it. And then you're gonna go into that industry or you're gonna go into that field and you're gonna ace it. Like, people see you as somebody who, no matter what you try, you're gonna be successful at it. You're just that talented. You're just that freaking intelligent, and you have the ability to learn intuitively and to think critically. So when you are learning something, you don't just like absorb and regurgitate what was in a textbook or absorb and regurgitate what somebody told you or what everybody else is doing. You have this intuitive sense about you where you can just feel how to do it, or you can just feel what the answer is. And you have the critical thinking abilities to gain your own insights on a situation rather than having to rely on pre-existing information or pre-existing ideas. Like, I'm kind of getting the vibe from you guys that you are a genius. We do have the number 7 here, which is making me think of the 7th chakra or the crown chakra. And then I think it's no coincidence that one of the cups is floating above the person's head. This to me looks like a download coming in. So you have a genius quality to you. You have a multi-talented, I'm gonna be successful at whatever I do quality to you. And I think people think you are freaking cool. Like, it's freaking cool to just stand on the sidelines and watch you live your life. And it's also freaking cool if you could be so lucky to sit down and have a conversation with you and pick your brain. So that's one thing I see for you guys. This is also a card that talks about like fantasy and dreaming and illusion. So you guys might have a very, very vivid imagination. For example, if you and 3 friends watch a movie and then after you finish watching it, you're like, what did you think about that? And maybe your 3 friends are going to say something really similar, which is like what a lot of the reviews say. And you're going to be like, you know what? I think the character of Stephanie was a metaphor about this and this and this. And you have your completely own like far out, you're just operating on another dimension. You're operating in another world. And the insights that you gain and the ideas that you produce from your interactions with this world are so unique, so refreshing, so never been heard of before. I feel like you guys should be some kind of artist or creator or performer, because your ideas just blow everyone out of the water. Like, this is major galaxy brain energy that we're seeing here. But yes, you have a very, very vivid imagination. Whether you are recounting something that happened and you're telling that very vividly, or you are creating a story of your own, you just create magic. The way you experience and share your experience is magic. I think you guys are also very complex. There's a lot of different facets to you, and not in a way that you're like two-faced or anything like that. It's just that you're multifaceted, you're complicated, you have so many different sides. And I think people really are fascinated and would feel so lucky to get closer to you and be able to scratch the surface, like we mentioned before, to be able to pick your brain. And I think you're somebody who can see a situation from many different angles. You're likely not the type of person to be very biased one way or another, or to say like, this person is right and this person is wrong. You can really put yourself in anybody's shoes or look at a situation from any different lens, which makes you very fair and objective, and again, also makes you very, very creative. So this is really, really freaking cool energy that we're starting off with. All right, so the next card that we have, what else do people love about you? We have the Emperor. This is Aries energy, in case that is relevant to you guys. So the Emperor is all about confidence and empowerment. Yes, like self-empowerment. So one thing that people really, really admire about you guys is your confidence. The Emperor is very stable and sturdy. Sometimes he can represent stubbornness, but for you guys, I don't think you're stubborn when it comes to your opinions or when it comes to your views, but when it comes to how you express yourself and when it comes to achieving your goals, I think you're very stubborn, as in you're very perseverant, you can endure a lot, and you're going to keep consistently putting effort until you reach your goals. I think you can be misunderstood because just because you're able to see a situation in many different ways, and just because you're able to put yourselves in other pairs of shoes, doesn't mean that you're easily swayed. Like, no, you're still very much formulating your own ideas, and you're still very much committed to your own vision. And sometimes people might misunderstand or underestimate you and think that you're like easily influenced, like, oh, you're just so woo, like dreamer up in the clouds. But no, you guys are tough as nails, and you're very, very strong. Maybe some of you guys have endured a lot up until now, like you haven't had it easy in your life. And the way you've been so resilient and come out on the other side of that inspires a lot of people. Again, people admire your confidence. They admire how you communicate your vision with conviction, I think is the right word. They admire your perseverance side. They admire that you'll never give up. And the Emperor is someone who's just really in charge of his own life. And people who know you, they know not to mess with you. Like when you have your eyes on a prize or when you really believe in something, they know not to mess with you. You're somebody who doesn't flatter. You don't, this is kind of like vulgar, but you don't kiss ass. Like you don't suck up to people. You're not the type of person to be like, you know, like, oh, I love your skirt, and then be like, that's the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen. You know, I probably said that quote wrong, but you're just authentic. You just tell it like it is. It's not like you're gonna go out of your way to be mean, but you're also not gonna go out of your way to be nice or to say something just to flatter a person or get on their good side. Because it's like, I don't need you to be on my good side. I don't need you to do anything for me. If I need something done, I'll just do it myself. So like, I don't have time for that kind of stuff. I don't have time for that kind of flattery and things like that. What else can I say from the Emperor? You know, sometimes with the Emperor, I get like a resting bitch face kind of vibe, or like when people first meet you, they might be worried if you liked them. You might come off as kind of serious or intimidating, but then when people get to know you, you're actually a softie. This is just how I see the Emperor. Like, he's a little soft baby on the inside, but sometimes he can come off a little bit rough. And especially if you guys have been through a tough time in your life, I think it's natural to have a little bit of a tough shell. And actually, that tough shell is probably there like as a filter, because there's a lot of people, like I said, who want to get into your brain and get into your vivid inner world, who want to scratch your surface. And if you don't have that filter there, you know, you got to make sure that the people who pass through are worthy of entering into your inner world. So maybe that's why you guys have that there. It's good to have that there. You got to protect yourself. It's weird out here. Let's get one more card for you guys. We have the 9 of Cups, and then at the bottom of the deck we have the 6 of Pentacles. So I'm just gonna leave that here. Okay, so with the 9 of Cups, the first thing I'm thinking is generosity, because we have the magic lamp here, and because 9 of Cups is a card about wishes being fulfilled. It's not like people think, oh, group 3 is going to fulfill my wishes, but I think they feel that you are very giving. You're generous with your gifts, with your material gifts. You're generous with your time, with your energy, with your ideas. Maybe you've been too generous with it in the past, and that's why you have this shell now. But the right people, the people who are in your inner circle, they appreciate your generosity beyond measure, and they appreciate being able to exchange energy with you beyond measure. A lot of people even might feel like it's a wish come true to know you and to have you in their life. Like they wish to have a friend like you, or they wish to have a partner like you, or an employee or an employer like you, or whatever it might be. Having you in their life is like a miracle. It's like a dream. And there may even be someone's energy popping through in this reading who is currently not necessarily on the outside, but not as close to you as they would like to be. And they're wishing to have you in their life. If you guys have been, kind of a specific message, but if you've had somebody heavily on your mind recently, or dreaming about somebody, it's probably because they're thinking about you so much. And it's not even necessarily that they're on your mind because you're longing for them. You might be like, what the heck is this person doing here? Why do I keep thinking about this person? And that's likely because they're thinking about you so much, wanting to step into your world so much. But when people are around you with this 9 of Cups as well, they just feel calm and relaxed. The 9 of Cups is like the opposite of stress. It's being at peace. It's being content. It's enjoying the little things in life. I think people like get into some kind of flow when they're with you. They get into some kind of zone when they're with you where they're just enjoying the moment, talking to you, and the next thing they know, it's freaking 3 a.m. Like they were so mesmerized by you and so mesmerized by your conversation or what you were doing together that they totally forgot about the time going by. They totally forgot about that thing that was stressing them out. It's like you get people in the zone, I guess. You get people in the zone, you get people in the moment. Over here with the Six of Pentacles, again, Six of Pentacles is also about generosity. I should have noticed that before. So there's double messages about you guys being very, very generous. And the Six of Pentacles can also indicate somebody who is very responsible and hardworking. And I feel like when you guys, it's just like something natural within you that anytime you gain something for yourself, you're thinking like, how could I share this with others? Or how could I make it easier for others to achieve this too? So let's say you successfully made your own business. Then you're gonna think like, I have all this money, how can I use this money to help other people? Or I accumulated all of this knowledge and experience, how can I use this so that other people who are starting their own business can like benefit from it? Basically, how can I teach other people? Sorry, that was a very like roundabout way of saying that. But there's this innate instinct within you to share with others and almost like to make sure that others never have to go through the shit that you went through. Like you'll go through it the hard way and then you don't want anybody else to have to do that. So anything you learned along the way or anything you gained along the way, like you want that to serve for the highest good of everybody. I don't think you guys have like a selfish bone in your body. And people who misunderstand you when they see you with your protective shell and they see you making empowered choices for yourself, people could misunderstand you as selfish too, but just don't pay any mind to that. I don't think you do, honestly. Like the people who know you well know what a saint you are, and that's all that matters. You guys have a heart of gold. You guys are so helpful, so generous, so caring, so compassionate, and this is what people really love about you. Okay, there's also a message like, whether it's true or not, I think a lot of people who meet you, because they do feel like it's such a blessing, a lot of people might feel like it was fate that they met you. Like it was some kind of miracle or some kind of fate that they met you. Or maybe that's just the energy of a specific person coming through. Maybe it's an Aries person. If this isn't you, maybe that person is an Aries who's coming through, but interesting. So this concludes the tarot part of the reading. So now we're going to take a look at the various oracle cards from different decks, and we're going to start off with the Flower Medicine oracle deck. I'm not even surprised at this. This is the Iris with Wisdom. Actually, I'm going to take this in a quite literal way. With this message of Iris, some people might really like your eyes. Like you have very nice eyes, whether it's the color or the emotion in them or the way you look at people, you know, the light in them. You have very pretty eyes. There's also a message about people like your aesthetic. I'm not sure if it's like your clothing or maybe the way you decorate your space or maybe like your social media or your feed or something like that. Or maybe it's all of it. But there's something about people liking your aesthetic or liking your visuals or liking your eyes. And you may actually have a good eye, like you have very good taste, you have very good sense for what works and what is stylish. And even if you don't follow trends, I do think you have a good eye for them. But yes, we have the message of wisdom here. We have this beautiful indigo color on the iris, which is related to the third eye, which we can actually very clearly see on the Emperor here. So in this reading, we've had the third eye appear and we also have the crown chakra appearing. And I could even think of this as like illuminating the crown chakra because it's on top of the person's head. So people clearly see you as very awakened, very enlightened. If you have shared your spiritual or psychic side with others, they think it's so freaking cool. Like there's some people who really think or who know that you are psychic, that you have a sixth sense. And people might come to you a lot for counsel because they know that you're connected to something greater. If any of you guys out there, maybe this is just for a few of you, but if you were thinking about like sharing your spiritual gifts, starting a channel, starting a spiritual business, I think I was gonna say I think you could be very successful, but then Spirit was like, no, that's not what they care about. They care about helping people. I think you could help a lot of people if you do choose to share your spiritual gifts. But I think we've spoken a lot already about your wisdom and about your genius. So this is just really here to reinforce that. I saw that so clearly with the Seven of Cups, but man, yeah, you guys are very wise. I feel like you guys are, it's like you're not human very often. You don't incarnate as a human very often. We also have love. That's really sweet. So, I mean, how else can I interpret this other than people love you? There's so many people who love you more than you know. And again, there might be someone specific coming through who loves you very much, who maybe has romantic feelings for you. Yeah, this is really straightforward. We have, are you serious? Venus, which is like the planet of love. We also have some disembodied legs here, and I have no idea what is that. If you know what part of the body this is, please tell me. I can't tell because it's like disembodied, but these are definitely legs. So maybe there are some people who like your legs, or maybe they like your shoes or something like that. I was also looking at the bracelets and the painted nails here and thinking that maybe you guys have like really nice style, nice aesthetic, nice body, or something like this. Basically, you're serving looks, okay? And that's something that people like about you. Yeah, Venus is about love, but it's also about the beauty. It's also about the aesthetic. It's also about the class. So I feel like you guys come across as very, very put together, very stylish, also very, it's like elegant or graceful. And there's something very classic about you guys. Like you are a classic beauty. And there's a double message of love here, which is so cool. This can also be Taurus energy or Libra energy, whether that is you or a specific person coming through to let you know how much they love you. And are you freaking kidding me? So we have love, and then we have love, and then we have Venus. And this can also be something else that is pointing to the third eye. I think you guys have a lot of divine love and support around you. This could even be your spirit guides coming through to let you know how many they are and how much they love you. But you are so loved. You're loved more than you know. The people who are in your life love you more than you know. And there's people who love you a lot and you don't even realize it, or people who admire you, people who want to approach you, people who want to be in your life, people watching from afar who love you so much, and you just don't. Why don't you realize it? There's a lot of roses coming up here as well, which also makes me think of like classic, elegant, romantic. Wow, you guys are very beautiful on the inside and out. And what else can I say other than you're so loved? I don't know what else to say. It can also be that people admire how loving and compassionate you are. There's a specific message. If you guys have a pet or if you guys love animals, people think that your relationship with your pet or your relationship with your animals is really, really cute, or the love that you have for animals is really, really cute. Or when you are in love, when you are smiling and your eyes are lit up and you're blushing because you love something or someone so much, that, I don't know what the English word is, but like that snapshot of you, that view of you is like really, really touching. People love to see you passionate. People love to see you in love. And I think you're somebody who, when you love, it's real, it's deep. It's not superficial, it's not fake, it's not self-serving, it's not manipulative, it's just pure love. That's all you know how to do. That's all you know how to do. You're like a being of love. Look at the next one. It's polishing my heart. The light blue color on this card is making me think of the throat chakra, which can mean so many different things. It can mean that people love talking to you. It can mean that people love and value your words and your opinions. It can mean that people love the sound of your voice, whether that's your talking voice or your singing voice, and just really value what you have to say. It says, feeling is a power that helps me heal. So I feel like you guys don't run away from your emotions. You feel everything. Now, you may be selective about who you show that to, but that doesn't mean you're not feeling. You love deeply, you hurt deeply. You guys might be very intense people. I'm so sure that many of you guys who chose this pile, you must express yourself artistically in some way. And if you don't, I would highly recommend that you do, because your ideas, your insights, your experience of emotions is so beautiful and so eye-opening and so cool. Like, you need to share what's going on in your inner world. Well, you don't need to, but like I would really, really suggest you do. I think you can resonate with many people. And I kind of just lost my train of thought for a second. I think I wanted to say that you guys, you have a way of transmuting the ugliest of experiences and the ugliest of emotions into something so beautiful. Like, if I can give an example, like somebody who's gone through, like someone who's gone through so much abuse in their life or so much tragedy in their life, and then they write a beautiful book about it, or they compose a beautiful album about their experience. You have this ability of making beauty out of everything, or transmuting like the ugliest of uglies into beauty. And I think that's why Venus is here, and all of those messages about like beauty and aesthetic were coming up. And no matter what you go through, it doesn't make you love less. It doesn't make you love yourself less. It doesn't make you love your fellow humans less. It doesn't make you love the world less. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm probably not, but I have that feeling like I'm gonna cry. You know how to heal yourself. You know how to transform yourself. And by virtue of that, you know how to heal and transform others as well. And then your final card is Sacred Mirrors with the number 33. More of that beautiful blue color. So going back to that message of there's someone or people who feel like meeting you was fated. Maybe there's someone or some people who feel mirrored in you some way, who feel very close to you in that way. But you have this way of, you might have Aquarius energy as well, even though that hasn't appeared here. You might have Aquarius energy as well. You have this way of relating to everybody, because I'm thinking of Aquarius energy as being about the collective, as being about the community. So there could be somebody on the other side of the world who's had a completely different experience than you, and you can still like identify with them. And going back to you guys as like a creator or as like an artist, I feel like you could like make very compelling characters who are so different from you, or so different than anything you've ever experienced, but you just get it. Like you understand humanity and the human experience so well. And actually, maybe the reason you're not a human very often is because like you already kind of mastered it. So I don't know what the heck you're doing back here, but thank you for coming back here. And please help us. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Just thank you for being here. Yeah, I think you guys are very enlightened and very wise soul. You've probably incarnated as so many different types of humans and still carry that wisdom with you. And anybody who meets you can find something to love about you. Or actually, this, you being a mirror, oh, this might be something like, you know, the people who love you, they're like seeing something in themselves that they love. And then people who dislike you or judge you, you're just reflecting something that's in them that they dislike or that they judge about themselves. Maybe you have that way of like reflecting to people, or people project on you. I'm not sure if that's necessarily something people love about you, so to speak, but maybe Spirit just wanted you to know about that. That's really, really cool. But I think people do love you for your compassion and your infinite wisdom and your freaking genius and your beautiful and your aesthetics and your generosity, if I didn't say that already. Wow. Wow. All right, so these are all the messages I have for you guys, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Jupiter Sun's video as well if you feel called to. It will be what you don't see about yourself. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the blue Aventurine, this is going to be your reading all about what makes you so lovable and attractive to others. So we're going to start off the reading by shuffling the tarot deck. We'll get a few messages from there, and then we will move on to the oracle cards. And just something to keep in mind when we're doing this reading is that the messages that come through here are based off of how other people see you, and sometimes that can be different from how we see ourselves. Like, for example, I see myself in a very different way than other people apparently see me. So yeah, just keep that in mind as the messages are coming out. And okay, there is something that is coming through for you guys. It's like you guys are very good at helping people or solving people's problems or giving advice to people, but you do it in a very skilled way or in a very tactful way. It's not like you just feed the answers to people of what they should do. And you're also careful not to project your own opinions onto the situation, but rather you're very good at guiding people through a conversation and asking them questions that help them reach their own conclusion about what they should do. Like, you're very good at talking people's issues through with them and guiding them to the solution that they are comfortable with and that makes the most sense for them. You know what I mean? Like, rather than just like, oh, here, I'll solve the problem for you, I'll tell you what to do. You're very good at walking people through it like that, if that makes sense. All right, so let's start off with the tarot and see, what do people love so much about group number 4? What do people love about you? So the first card that we have is the King of Cups. So this is water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. These could be your placements, or somebody with these placements is popping through because they really, really like you. We also have the 8 of Cups, so even more water energy. Amidst the water signs, Scorpio energy might be especially strong because the 8 of Cups makes me think about the 8th house, being the number 8 and also being linked to water. And man, I'm dropping stuff on the floor today. What do we have? Okay, we actually have 2 cards that are coming out. So I've been taking 4 cards, like shuffling 3 and then looking at a bottom of the deck energy, but I'm just going to take these 2 and those will be our 4 cards. So we have the Page of Pentacles, we have a little bit of Earth coming through, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, this could be you or somebody who is jumping through in this reading because they particularly like you. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So even more water. All right, so let's go through these in order. I'm gonna start over here with the King of Cups. The first thing coming through that people really admire about you is that you are very mature. I think that you have a very calm disposition about you. You have a very mellow temper. You're very easy to talk to. You're easy to approach. I was sort of picking up on this at the beginning of the reading that you guys are very good and natural problem solvers. And I also think that you're good at working through conflict in a way where like you're always maintaining the peace and the love and the harmony. Like you're able to work through disagreements without it ever being like, I'm blaming you, or I'm right and you're wrong, or I'm attacking you. You're very good at tackling problems from a place of love. You know, oftentimes when we see an energy of somebody who avoids conflict or who avoids confrontation, it's like they're completely avoiding the issue. But I don't see that for you guys. It's like you face the issue, you solve the problem, and simultaneously everybody feels happy and heard and at peace. Like, wow. There might also be Libra energy in here, even though that didn't show up, but you have a really good way of solving problems, of finding compromises where everybody is happy, and asserting your point of view without it ever feeling like attacking or lecturing or pointing fingers or anything like that. It's like a very diplomatic energy, I guess, that is coming through. Very mellow and sweet and peaceful. I think what people love about you as well is that you're very, very kind and compassionate and nurturing. Anybody who is very, very close to you, like family members, best friends, significant others, even pets are coming through. They feel so cared for by you. And some of you guys might even have like mom friend kind of vibes where you are always prepared. You always have the best advice. If somebody has a wound, you always know how to heal it and make them feel better. You have a very cute and snuggly energy to you as well. There's a lot of people who, when they see you, they just want to like pinch your cheeks or they just want to hug you because you are so sweet. I would say this is my like cinnamon roll pile. You guys are my warm cinnamon rolls. You guys are my cupcakes. You are so very sweet. I think you guys have a lot of empathy in your heart as well. You may even have empathy as a psychic ability, empathness as an ability of yours. And I think you're somebody who you have a very healthy relationship with your own emotions. I think of the King of Cups as like the master of his own emotions. He knows how to express them. He knows how to validate them. He knows how to heal himself. He knows how to balance himself. He doesn't let his emotions take over and completely control everything, but he also doesn't suppress them. Very, very healthy when it comes to his emotions. And for some of you, this might be something that is just innate within you. Others of you, I feel like you've put a lot of freaking effort into your healing and into your growth to become somebody like this. Either way, hats off to you. I feel like you guys are very, very emotionally mature, and that allows you to be very, very loving and supportive and compassionate and have really meaningful, beautiful relationships with others. I also think you guys are very responsible. There's people who think you would make an excellent parent, or you are an excellent parent, or that you would make an excellent leader, or you are an excellent leader. I think people really trust you to get things done right and to get things done in a timely fashion and to get things done in a way that's going to make everybody happy. You guys have leader energy for sure within you with this king. Now moving over to the Eight of Cups here, I actually really like this card when it comes to somebody's personality, because it shows me somebody who wants deeper meaning, who wants a deeper emotional connection, who wants spiritual fulfillment. This is somebody who's not going to get caught up in material things, superficial things. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they don't get so caught up in the surface level. So like when you're looking for a partner, for example, you guys are the type of person who you're going to look at the person's character. You're going to look at the person's emotional nature. You're going to look at how has this person healed and grown, and how has this person made a difference in the world. You're not going to look at like how hot are they or how much money do they have or something like that. Again, nothing wrong with that, but I feel like for you guys, that kind of stuff is more like a bonus, and it's not the main factor that you're looking for. You're looking for the deeper emotional fulfillment. And the same thing when you guys are looking for a job. Yes, if the job makes you a lot of money and gets you a lot of recognition, that's a great bonus, but that's never going to be like the deciding factor for you. You're going to think like, what allows me to utilize my gifts in the best way to help other people? What is a job that fills my soul and makes me love my life and makes me excited to wake up every morning? Like for you, it's really the emotional aspect that matters. It's really what's on the inside that matters. And that is what people love about you. And looking at this card with the people like sinking into the water, I think people love how deep you are. They love your deep emotional nature. There's like, I feel like a lot of you guys might be Scorpios or have Scorpio placements, or at the very least have a lot of water placements, because this is what it really looks like to me. With the Eight of Cups here as well, there's something about moving on and walking away. So this could be indicative of you guys not holding grudges, not dwelling on the past. So when you do come up with difficult times, like if you go through a rough patch with somebody that you love, you have an argument or a hard time with somebody that you love, you're not going to dwell on that or let it taint the relationship and the bond that you have. I feel like you guys are always looking to the future, always looking on, okay, we fell down, let's get up and hold hands and make through this together. Let's look to the brighter future. Like you're always looking for what more life has to offer, always looking to the sun, always looking to the light at the end of the tunnel. Like you're really someone who operates from your soul and not your ego. And you're really someone who feels we are in this together and we're going to make it through this together. Especially when you're in like a close, intimate relationship. It's never about like proving yourself or being right or being proud. It's about community. It's about moving forward together. Like I feel like your heart is really in the community and in the collective. And this is such a sweet energy. And also I want to say with the Ace of Cups, this card for me has a really cool and specific meaning, because there's an oracle deck I have called the Soul's Journey Lesson Cards, and each card has an image on it that looks like this, like some kind of round geometric pattern. And this one looks like the card that talks about taking responsibility for your own well-being, which I just think is so cool. It's obviously a coincidence because the decks are by different people. Or maybe it's not. But the Ace of Cups being all about filling your own cup and caring for yourself. And this person is holding up this image that reminds me so much of that, taking responsibility for your own well-being. I think for you guys, like well-being, self-care, mental health, emotional health is so important for you guys. And like productivity and work and having high status and having material things, like all of that takes the back seat. I think you guys realize if you don't have your mental health and you don't have your peace of mind, like if you don't have your happiness, you don't have anything. And all of this like material stuff on the outside, it doesn't matter. It can't fill that void. Like those things should be seen as extras in our life. I think a lot of people might kind of have it backwards, or maybe this is how you guys see it, but you really prioritize the self. No, it's not that you prioritize the self, but it's like you have to take care of yourself first. That's what I mean. You have to take care of yourself first. You have to take care of your mental health first. And I think as a friend, as a partner, you're always encouraging your loved ones to prioritize that as well. So like if you have a commitment with your friend or with your partner and they're really feeling tired or they're not feeling well, but they're pushing themselves to like make that commitment with you or follow through with that plan, you're like, shit, like don't worry about it, man. Like if you're tired, take a rest. If you don't feel like coming out, don't come out. Or if, you know, we made this plan, but if this is going to stress you out or give you anxiety, like don't worry about it. Sheesh. Like, what are you talking about? I feel like you are this kind of friend or this kind of partner. Like, please take care of yourself. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to take care of me. You need to take care of yourself too. You're like this friend who reminds people to check in with themselves, make sure that they're feeling good. You are that nurturing and caring friend. And you are filling their cup too. You're such a huge emotional support to people, and it's coming through. Like your energy is, you're like an oasis to people. You remind people that it's okay to just slow down, take care of yourself. You got this. You're doing amazing, sweetie. And we're gonna make it through together. You have such a gentle and kind and sweet and sunny nature to you. Like my heart is just so warm reading these cards. Now moving on here with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like you guys are hard workers and you're very eager learners. And the Page of Pentacles makes me think of somebody who is kind of in beginner mode or kind of in amateur mode. So maybe this is showing like your curious nature, like you love to try new things, you love to learn new things, you love new challenges. Maybe you guys really love to plan and do new projects. And I think this is something people admire about you, that you're never gonna feel like, oh, I've done it all now, I know everything now, like I'm all that now. You always feel like there's something to learn or there's some new skill to brush up on. You may feel like, you know, life is a classroom, or life is your greatest teacher, or something like this. There's always something more to learn or something more to do. Maybe you guys really like picking up new hobbies. Like I'm really into baking now. I'm really into embroidery now. I'm really into swimming now. Just trying new things. And I think that's very inspiring to people and also just very endearing. Like, yeah, as you should. That's how you should be. You'll always be in that beginner mode and eager to try and work on new things. And I think people really, really love that about you. So this is the energy that I'm seeing from your tarot cards. So now let's move on to your oracle cards, which I have pulled from many different decks. And we're going to start off with the Flower Medicine Oracle deck. And we have Dandelion, Wishes Will Be Granted. The very first thing I want to talk about is the yellow color of this flower. So cheery, so sunny, so bright and bubbly. I think just people being around you lifts their spirit. I think you guys have a beautiful smile, beautiful laughter. There's something about your face that is very charming. I'm being told, whether that's like you have cute freckles or cute dimples, or the way your nose crinkles when you smile or something like that, or rosy cheeks, something that is very, like when people look at your face, they just want to smile. And wasn't there something like people want to pinch your cheeks or people want to hug you when they see you? There's something just very warm and sweet and adorable about you guys. But yes, this yellow color, very sunny, very cheery. I think it's no coincidence that we see this bright yellow light emanating from so many of these cards. When you walk into a room, you just light it up. I'm being shown, it's like if there was a room that there was a lot of tension or the energy was really heavy, if you walk into that space, then everybody's gonna like, oh, everybody's gonna relax and everybody's gonna feel happy again. And it's really hard. I think it's really hard for people to be mad at you. Not that you give them a reason to be mad, but it's like, you're just so sweet. I can't stay mad at you. You're just such a good person. And also, okay, there's some message. I don't know if this has happened to you guys before, where it's like, somebody just has something against you for some reason, or they don't like you, and like, you know, they think they're gonna go up to you and I'm gonna give group 4 a piece of my mind, but then you end up being like bros or you end up hugging it out, or you end up being best friends. Because it's like, how could someone go up and talk to you and not fall in love with you? And anybody who doesn't like you, it's probably just because they don't know you yet. They haven't truly met you yet. But there's something about that. Or like, you know, somebody says something really hateful to you and you respond totally empathetic towards them, and they just melt, and they can't, like, you turn the bully into a little squishy melted puddle or something. There's something, you have that magic to you, you have that trait to you. But with this message of wishes will be granted, it's funny, there was actually something like this in group 3. Even though group 3 was like a very different energy than you guys, there was a message about wishes being granted, because it was the 9 of Cups that appeared. And I took this as a generous spirit, and I think I'm going to interpret it the same way for you guys. I can definitely see you guys being a very, very generous spirit. And I want to make the distinction. This is not like people like you because you grant their wishes. Like, oh, I like group 4 because they do stuff for me. But it's that you have a naturally generous and helpful spirit. And if I combine that idea of you granting wishes and of you being of service with yellow, I think you guys genuinely find joy in helping and serving other people. And again, it's not that people love that about you because you'll do stuff for them. They love that about you because it's so wholesome. It's so wholesome. It's so pure. Like, you just give out of the goodness of your heart. You give without expecting in return. And I think that that's kind of rare. And people just see that you genuinely have such a good heart. And with, oh, okay. Sorry, I was like thinking of something else to say in this card, and then I flipped it over and started saying truth. I was also gonna say there might be something like you guys are always looking out for people and making sure that they care for their health. I think it comes from the fact that dandelion tea is good for you or something, but I just thought of you guys being the friend, like, remember to drink your water, remember to sleep well, or you should eat this because it's good for your health. You guys actually might be very knowledgeable in something like health or skincare or beauty or something like that, where if somebody's struggling with a certain ailment or condition or stress, you're like, oh, you just need this, you just need to put this oil, or you just need to put this product, or you need to do this treatment and you'll be fine. Like, maybe you're some guru in an area like that and people can come to you for that kind of advice. But anyway, I should have finished that thought before I flipped over this card. And now we are looking at truth. So couple things that are coming through here. I do think that you guys by nature are always truthful, always honest. Like, you don't have a sneaky bone in your body. I think you just want to be open and upfront with people. And I also think you have a very good built-in lie detector. So if somebody's lying to you, you can tell. And if somebody's putting on a fake persona in front of you, you can tell. Some people might love that about you, other people might not love that about you, honestly. I think for a lot of people, it's a relief to be seen, because maybe I'm just naive, but I truly think that a lot of people are not deceptive because they're malicious. They're deceptive because they're scared, and they put on a front because they're scared. And I feel like you guys see through it and you're like, it's okay. You don't have to put on that act. I know you want help with this and this. I got you. And they're like, oh, thank gosh. Thank goodness. Thank goodness I can just take off that mask. For a lot of people, I think this is refreshing and a relief that you can see through it, and they just need the green light from you. Like, oh, you don't have to hide around me. You don't have to pretend around me. Like, come to mama, it's okay. That's the kind of vibe you guys have. And if people feel uncomfortable with it, it's because there's something within themselves that they're uncomfortable with, and don't worry about them. but you see the truth, you see through people, you see to their heart and soul, and you see their true intentions. From the Celestial Bodies Oracle, we have Taurus. So we have a lot of water and earth energy. We have earth here, water here, but Taurus and Scorpio are coming out especially strongly. Taurus is making me think of sustenance. It's making me think of nourishment. Some people might like that some of you guys are a very good cook, or you're a very good entertainer. Interesting. Again, there's a feeling of you guys being very generous, being very supportive. Taurus also it's a fixed energy. It's very sturdy. So there's a feeling of you guys as well being very loyal and not going anywhere. And another thing that's coming through is when you guys are faced with a problem, or when you're faced with a difficulty, you are so freaking patient that you will see it through to the end. So just for a dumb example, if you're working on a Sudoku, like you will sit there and like, I'm not leaving until I figure this shit out. But maybe in a more relevant example, if you're having a disagreement with somebody, you're very much like a we're not going to go to bed angry at each other type of person. Or, you know, if you're going through, oh my gosh, what is the song? It's a Taylor Swift song. Brace myself for the goodbye, 'cause it's all I've ever known. What is that song? You took me by surprise. You said I'll never leave you alone. And you remember we were sitting there by the water. Mine. It's called Mine. You are the best thing it's ever been. Mine. Sorry about that. Nobody asked for that musical number. I was just... that part of the song is really relevant. Like where most people are bracing themselves for the goodbye, where most people are bracing themselves for abandonment, you're like, no, bitch, we're gonna work this out. Come back here. Well, you think I'm gonna leave you? You think I'm just gonna stay mad at you and give up and walk away? No, come back. Let's work this out. So that's your loyalty, and that's your patience, and that's your perseverance, and that's your we're gonna get through this together. And that's something that people have really, really appreciated with you. And I think if you teach people anything, it's like, don't quit. Don't give up. See the value of what you have. You know the value of what you have while you have it. And you can work through anything. We also have Beauty from the Spellcasting Oracle deck. So there may be many people who find you to be very, very beautiful on the outside and on the inside too. We have, I didn't even look at what was on the other side first. Rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. So I'm gonna start with this side, rewriting the subconscious. I think that you guys really have an understanding of the importance of mindset. Your mindset and your perception changes everything. And with this message, I feel like you guys, it makes sense. Like you guys really feel happiness is a choice, happiness is a commitment. Even like success is a choice, love is a choice. You have a very practical and down to earth side of you when it comes to these kind of things. So if I can give an example, I feel like you guys, if you have a partner already or if you've yet to meet them, you will be that couple that stays together forever. And when people ask you how you did it, you're like, man, you just choose each other every day. And when stuff gets hard, you choose to make it through and you choose to be happy together. Like you're very emotional, but you also have a really grounded and practical side to you. And that's being reflected, in the balance between earth and water that we see here. But yes, you recognize that a positive mindset and happiness, it's very much something that you choose and commit to, and you'll be damned if you're not going to choose it. And also, there's something very simple about this card as well. It's almost like if you want to be happy, just be happy. The more I feel good, the less I will feel bad. And I think there's a part of you that's always looking for the positive in any situation, looking for the bright side in any situation, which is another thing that people really, really love and appreciate and would emulate if that's the right word, or, you know, try to integrate that into their own character. Ooh, all right. And the last card that we have here is Collaboration of Souls. So, I mean, yeah, this is very much talking about the we're in this together kind of energy that you guys have. But in addition, this could be indicating that there are some people out there who are really wanting to get together with you, really wanting to partner up with you, whether that's someone wants to partner up and be friends with you, someone wants to romantically partner up with you, someone wants to be your business partner. There's one or several people coming through here who definitely want to have a more active role in your life and want to be in some kind of committed partnership with you. Okay, but this is everything I'm seeing for you guys, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Jupiter Sun's video as well if you feel called to. That will be about what you don't see about yourself, and it will be linked down below. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 5s, so if you guys chose the raw opal, this is going to be your reading all about what makes you so lovable and attractive to others. So we're going to start off by shuffling this tarot deck, we'll get a few messages from there, and then we are going to move on to the oracle cards. But just before we get started, there are a couple messages coming through for you guys. This might sound a little bit weird, but I'm getting that people think you smell really good. Kind of like, you know how everybody thinks Rihanna smells really good? Like if you talk to any celebrity or any person who's met her, they're like, oh, she smells amazing. Some of you guys have that going for you, whether it's like your perfume that everybody loves or like your natural scent. I'm not really sure, but that is a message that came through. And before I started filming as well, I saw 2 signs that I associate with Archangel Michael. So I think that he's here with you guys. I think that he's coming through because he really loves you. And there's some kind of message about a morning routine and exercise. So maybe you guys are being encouraged to start a healthy morning routine, just like a couple things that you consistently do every morning to get you into the starting my day mode, like drinking lemon water or taking supplements or doing some stretches, or just something that you consistently do every day to feel on track. Maybe you're being encouraged to do that, or if you have been implementing that, it's gonna have the effects that you want and you're doing a great job, and you may want to incorporate a little bit of physical activity or a little bit more. I know that's a little bit off topic of the reading, but I think Michael wanted me to tell you that. So let's get into it now. Yeah, and like lemon water came to my mind, and I'm just like, in my mind's eye seeing lemons and limes and stuff like that. Is it like, do you need vitamin C? Are you on a citrus kick? I don't know. But let's shuffle this tarot now and see what it is that people love about you so much. Group number 5. What makes you so lovable? Okay, so the first card is the King of Pentacles. This is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be your energy, or this could be the energy of a specific person coming through who really loves you, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn person. Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, even more Earth energy. And the 3 of Wands, and then at the bottom of the deck we have the 9 of Wands. So I'm just going to leave this here and let's go through these in order. I'm going to start with the King of Pentacles. So first I'll talk about this a little bit more in the material sense. There may be a lot of people who admire you for your accomplishments, who admire you for your success. I'm also getting that you guys have a job or there is something you're really good at that people think is super cool. So they think your job is really cool, or you have some talent or some skill that is not that it's rare, but it's rare to be at your level of excellence, like something that you've put a lot of time and a lot of effort into and have become one of the best, and people think that's really cool. Or maybe you're in a field that requires a lot of study, and so people really admire your dedication and your perseverance, but there's some kind of expert or professional or specialist kind of energy coming through for you guys, where people really look up to you and consider you to be like the master, or consider you to be like the best. There may be a lot of people who admire your material possessions, like you have a lot of cool stuff, or they just admire your abundance. That's what I'm seeing more in the, I guess you could say, more in the material aspect. But when it comes to your character, the King of Pentacles is somebody who is very warm, very generous, really has a very good head on their shoulders, is responsible for their self and responsible to their loved ones. And you have the Knight of Pentacles here as well. So there's definitely something about you that makes the people in your life feel very, very secure and very, very well taken care of. They feel that they can always count on you. They feel that they can always, come to you for support. The Knight of Pentacles actually came out in somebody else's group. I forget which one it was, but he was coming through as this very reliable, responsible, and trustworthy person. So I think that the people in your life really, really trust you, and the people who meet you, they really feel that you're somebody who has potential to be in their life for a long time. Like, I feel like you're not the type of person that people just want to be an acquaintance with. When they meet you, they want to get close to you and they want to be your friend. Or you're not just the type of person that people want to, like casually hook up with. You're the type of person people want to date for a long time. You have this energy about you that people are like, this makes me feel really, really comfortable. This makes me feel really, really cared for. I want this in my life. And I'm even getting the message that you guys are a lot of people's like ideal. Like, even you're a lot of people's ideal self. Like, I want to be a person like you, or you're a lot of people's ideal friend or ideal wifey, ideal spouse, ideal employee or collaborator. Like, there's a lot of people who see some element of perfection in you. That's coming through very, very strongly. I think people really admire, like I said, your perseverance, your patience, your consistency. We talked about you guys being very skilled at something and how that definitely took a lot of time and effort. And I think that you've put in a lot of consistent efforts, even when it wasn't easy, even when you couldn't see the way and you didn't have hope, you just kept putting in effort. So people really, really admire that drive and that perseverance in you. Now, moving over here with the Three of Wands, it's interesting how this person is in like a meditative position. This is making me think of, ooh, okay. The first thing coming to my mind with this is that you do have a calming or relaxing effect on people. You can not serve as, that's a weird thing to say, but you can definitely do well in the role as like being a rock for somebody, being a supporter or a provider for somebody. You make people feel calm, relax. You have a very down-to-earth and easygoing sort of aura about you. But I'm also looking at this card and it looks a little bit, I guess, it looks a little bit like psychedelic. And so I think you guys might have some very, very interesting opinions or very interesting worldviews, whether you're just really insightful, really observant, really eccentric, or maybe you're into the occult or something like that, or kind of unconventional schools of thought. And when people talk to you, I think they have a lot of moments where they're like, whoa, like they question their whole reality. They question their whole experience because you're just offering some gems or some pieces of wisdom that they've never thought of before. You're offering some perspective that they've never thought of before. And I think you help people to sort of come out of their box, and you help people to sort of come out of their biases and their more rigid or closed-minded ways of thinking. And it's really interesting because, you know, like I said, all of this energy is very like grounded, responsible, good head on your shoulders. And I think often those traits can be accompanied by somebody who is like very conservative or very rigid in their thinking, but that's not you guys at all. You have this really cool duality where like you're very grounded and put together, but you're also a very, very free and weird thinker. And when I say weird, I don't mean that as an insult. That is very much a compliment. You have a lot of unusual and unconventional thoughts. And so sometimes like talking to you or bouncing ideas with you is kind of like a trippy experience. Even if you're completely sober, like talking to you is a trip. And I just got a message like, you're not from here. So maybe some of you guys resonate with starseed energy, or you feel kind of like a visitor on Earth and you're observing the humans' weird customs and things like that. And like I said, you offer a lot of new perspectives to people. And what's so cool about you guys is that even though people see you as this master, they can also see you have so much more potential. Like you have so much more ways to go when it comes to your achievements, when it comes to your successes. And I think a lot of people in your life, whether they're close to you or watching you from afar, they're really, really excited to see the ways in which you will continue to grow, what you will create in the world, what you will achieve. Like it's really exciting and really stimulating, kind of a weird word, but really exciting and stimulating to watch you do what you do. Another message coming through with the Three of Wands, there is a specific person who has been thinking about making a move towards you or making an offer towards you, but they're a little bit nervous about it because they look up to you so much and they feel like maybe you're going to reject them, or you're not even going to respond to them, or maybe they feel like you are out of their league in some way, like I couldn't possibly breathe the same air as group 5. And so they've been thinking about making this offer to you, but they just need a little bit more courage. And I do think that even if this is someone watching from afar, you do know who they are and you do feel fondly about them and would probably respond positively to this offer, but they're just they're just a little bit scared right now. They just admire you a lot. Now over here with this Nine of Wands, this is a card that makes me realize, now that I pay attention to it and look at it and think about it, that you guys have not had it easy in your life. This is a kind of challenging energy. It has the energy of endurance, of hanging in there. Again, you guys didn't get to where you are overnight, and you didn't get there without a struggle. And I really think that you guys do have a fighting spirit. And just looking at this card, we have like predators and prey here. And this could be representing you guys having some enemies, or you guys having some competition, or having some people who were out to get you, or who didn't want you to succeed and you succeeded anyway, or just some people who didn't believe in your vision and you proved them all wrong. There's something about you guys like beating the odds, or defeating the enemy, defeating the competition and prevailing. So when people see you, they see a winner. They see a victor. They see somebody who is incredibly strong and will stop at nothing. I'm thinking of, it's in the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid, the card that has a cheetah on it, and it says go the distance. And you guys have definitely gone the distance. You have done what it takes to achieve your goals. Even when things were hard, you hung in there. You never gave up or forgot how far you came, and you pushed through until the end. So I think you're very inspirational to other people as well. But this is what I'm seeing so far for your tarot. So let's move on to your oracle cards, which, where did I put them? Are they in my pocket? Yes, they are. All right. So these are the various oracle cards that we have for you from different decks. I brought them from upstairs. That's why they were in my pocket. So the first card that we have is Sunflower with Hope. So first I want to talk about the colors in this sunflower. The yellow color is very sunny. It's very cheerful. There was another pile that had this kind of energy, but I think your aura just naturally makes people happy and elevates their mood when you are around them. People love to see you smiling. There's like, this might sound weird, but I'm seeing like a tall body with a very big head is not the right way to put it, but maybe you have a really nice face, you have really nice features, you have really nice hair. People pay attention. You have a really, really nice face and a really nice smile. You're always lifting people's spirits. With this orange color here, it's making me think of passion and creativity. I do think that you are very, very attractive to people, definitely physically, but one thing that's really, really attractive about you is like, you're very charming. You're very charming and people see you as very charismatic. Now, you may not see this in yourself. You might feel shy, you might feel like an awkward potato, but it doesn't matter. Even if you guys are awkward, I'm telling you that awkwardness has so much charm and is even kind of sexy to some people because it just comes off as like so natural, so humble, like, you know what I mean? I hope you guys know what I mean. You have some charm whether you are trying or not. And people are very, very attracted to you. And we also have the message of hope here. So, you know, going back to this Nine of Wands, I think you give people this idea of like, if they can do it, I can do it. Because I think you guys really had a tough time in the past, or you had some odds against you, and a lot of people see the story that you've lived up until now and where you are now as a success story, and they find your drive and your perseverance really, really inspiring and motivated. And if you have people in your life surrounding you who are like really successful or who are really working hard towards a dream, whether they've told you or not, a lot of what keeps them going is motivation from you. And maybe the people around you are not as vocal about it as they could be, or they don't really tell you the extent of it. But they just admire you so much. And it's like, what keeps them going, working hard? What keeps them going when they want to give up? They're like, you know what? I feel like if I push harder, Group 5 will be proud of me. And if I make my dreams come true, Group 5 will be proud of me. You almost have this like cool older brother or cool older sister vibe to you, where like people look up to you and you're like a role model and they want to make you proud. But you might be some of you guys might be kind of oblivious to that, and you just see like, wow, my friends are working really hard, but it's like they're so motivated and inspired by you. Like a lot of that is your influence. And another thing that's really, really nice about you guys is that you're optimistic. Okay, the way it's coming to me is like you're optimistic in a way that isn't annoying. Let's unpack that a little bit. I guess what Spirit is trying to say to that is like, you know, when somebody comes to you with something, or when you come to someone that, wait a minute. When you come to somebody with something that's bothering you or making you sad, if they're just like, oh, cheer up. Oh, look on the bright side. You shouldn't be sad about that. You should be grateful. That, you know, that's kind of an annoying optimism, or even like an invalidating optimism. And we could call that toxic positivity. That's like optimism that is forced, I guess. Whereas for you, I feel like your positive mindset and your optimism comes so naturally. And when you offer that to other people, you offer it in a way that is constructive. you offer it in a way that resonates, it doesn't feel forced when it comes from you, because that's what you really believe in your spirit. And I think the words of encouragement that you give to other people and the, you know, the new positive perspective that you offer to people, they really, really resonate with it, and they really value what you say. These can kind of go together with you, you know, offering points of view to people that they haven't considered before. I think you have a knack at seeing silver linings. You have a knack at seeing blessings in disguise. You have a knack at seeing solutions and opportunities where other people only see brick walls. Like, you're tapped in like that. And so a lot of the time when you offer this positive spin on things, people are like, holy shit, holy shit, you're right. I never thought of it that way. Because you're offering them something more than just like, cheer up, just be happy, just be positive. You actually see the positive. I'm glad that I was finally able to get that out, but this is what I'm seeing from the sunflower. And I'm also thinking about how the sunflower like follows the sun, like wherever the sun goes, the sunflower follows. So you might have a lot of followers, so to speak, or you have a lot of people who look to you, yeah, like as a role model. Not like they're copying you, but they look to how you live and your mindset to sort of model, like how should I live? What kind of mindset should I have? Because they really want to be like this King of Pentacles like you are. And it's really sweet. From the Vessel Oracle, we have romance. So somebody is coming through who has romantic feelings for you. And I also have a message for you guys that several of your friends have had a crush on you at one point, or do have a crush on you. And it may not be something full blown where they're like, I want to date you right now, I'm in love with you. But like every now and then when you're hanging out with your friends, like you might, I don't know, the way you like sweep your hair back, or some really cool comment that you make, or your intoxicating fragrance, they're like, damn, I have a crush on my friend a little bit. You know how it is. Or maybe you don't, but people develop little crushes on you. You're very, very effortlessly attractive, and that message is coming back about you guys being kind of like awkward or oblivious or feeling shy, but then that makes people even more attracted to you. People, just you in your natural state is so attractive to people. Maybe it is your natural scent, but I'm gonna stop talking about the scents because I feel like it's getting a little bit weird. And back to the Three of Wands, maybe the person who is wanting to come forward to you and is wanting to make an offer to you is somebody who has romantic feelings for you and who has fallen for you for all of these reasons. And I could also interpret this as just being romantic in general. You know, like when somebody's a romantic, they will notice like how beautiful the stars are, and they will cheers to you, let's toast to the beautiful night sky. And do you know what I mean? Like that kind of romantic, like you're enjoying the sensory and sensual pleasures of life. So if you have that kind of vibe to you, I think people really like that. There is something very sensual about you guys, for sure. We also have the number 7. So the first thing I'm thinking about with this is life path number 7. I will admit I'm not super knowledgeable on the life paths, but I do know that number 7s are people who like to spend time contemplating the deeper meaning behind things, contemplating the meaning of life, contemplating what's going on behind the scenes in the universe. So I think that matches with this unique way of thinking and trippy energy that we got with the Three of Wands. It's even giving me hermit energy, because I think you guys are somebody who spends a lot of time in quiet reflection, like really thinking about the world, really thinking about the universe. Maybe you guys are into well, obviously to some extent you're into spirituality and the occult, but maybe it's something that you spend a lot of time contemplating. And your curiosity and your thirst for knowledge is also very attractive and even sexy to people. Your mind and your intellect is also attractive and sexy to people. 7 could also be talking about your 7th chakra or your crown chakra. So whether you guys realize or not, I do feel that you are very tapped in psychically. This is why you just know what to say to people. You know how to knock their socks off. You know how to cheer them up. And even probably what kept you going when things were hard, because something in you just told you, keep going, we're gonna make it. And if you're in this place now where you're moving towards your dreams and something just keeps telling you, keep going, that's probably a download that you're receiving from a spirit guide or from your higher self. Even when it doesn't make sense, even when you can't see the way, the fact that you keep going, that's psychic because you know what's coming. You know that your blessings are coming. And it's interesting too, because the number 7 has been appearing to me recently as meaning perfection. And there was a message earlier on in the reading about a lot of people finding you to be perfect, or like the perfect blank for them, like the perfect friend for them, the perfect partner for them. A lot of people see you as perfect. All right, so the next card that we have is career. Yeah, whatever career you guys have, or whatever career you're pursuing, or whatever it is that you're really good at, a lot of people think that it is super freaking cool. Oh, I keep turning this around before reading because it has messages on both sides. We have inspiring others, obviously. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. That is so cute. Okay, so again, I feel like you guys are very, very humble. When you receive a compliment, you break into this smile that is just so sweet. Or when somebody appreciates what you do, you break into the most lovely smile, and maybe you get a little bit shy, but that's what people find so endearing and so attractive about you. And what I'm being shown here is that when somebody is kind to you, or when somebody is generous to you, or when somebody praises you, you always return that. Like, you always make sure to give something back to that person. Even if they like forgot about it or didn't think much about it. Let's say, for example, one day you come to work and you forgot your lunch at home, and then someone's like, oh, you can share with me. And you're like, oh, thanks. And then like a month later, you treat them to this really nice dinner, and you're like, yeah, this is a thank you because you shared your lunch with me that time. And they're like, what? I don't even remember that. But like, I feel like you guys will never let a kind deed go unnoticed. And it just shows how truly grateful you are and how truly considerate you are to others, and you have that spirit in you of wanting to give back and wanting to uplift people and help people just as much as they have helped you. And it just shows how much you really care. It shows how much you really appreciate and value the people in your life. So that's something that people really admire in you. And especially when it comes to other people's gifts. Perhaps when I've been talking about people wanting to be like you, or people thinking that you're perfect, this has made you feel a little bit uncomfortable, because you're like, I'm nowhere near perfect. And you're like, why would you want to be like me when you're already you, when you're already this amazing person on your own? So you have this quality about you that if somebody is, looking up to you a lot, or somebody is praising you a lot, you will like turn that light back around on them, but oh, look at you, like, look at all the ways that you are so talented. Look at all the ways that you are so cool and strong and successful and beautiful, and you help to empower them. You're always facilitating energy exchanges. So when you receive, you're going to give back. You're going to show your gratitude and you're going to give back. I think no matter how successful you have become, or no matter how much you have received, you've never become greedy or entitled, or you've never expected it. So, you know, if you wake up today and you have all of this abundance, you're so freaking grateful. And if you wake up tomorrow and it's still there, you're so freaking grateful. Like, you'll never take that as a given. You'll never take that for granted. And that is something people really, really, really admire about you, and I think more people should live like that. If we just stop to appreciate all the blessings we have and learn not to take them for granted, we can be so much happier and so much more fulfilled. And again, that's just an optimism that comes naturally to you guys. Like, you know, this could all be gone tomorrow. So every day I just have to thank God or thank the universe that I have everything that I have. And when somebody is kind to me and when somebody gives to me, I want to give back to them. That's what's going to bring me joy. You guys have that spirit of giving back. You have that spirit of uplifting others who have uplifted you. And this is one of the reasons why you are so loved by many. So for your last card, we have befriend the word polarize. Interesting. And I'm also noticing that we have the number 25 here, which adds up to 7 again. But let's talk about this. Befriend the word polarize. So I feel like you guys are not afraid to speak your mind. I'm thinking about like a polarizing opinion. You know, there's some issues that we can stand like really this way or really that way on. And I think a lot of people are scared to speak up when they have those kinds of opinions, because they know that they're not just going to speak that opinion and people are going to be like, okay, like people are going to either be like, yes, preach that shit. And then other people are going to be like, I'm unfollowing you. Like, I'm sorry, I can't support you anymore. Like, there's issues like that, you know, that we have opinions, but we're not going to share it because like we're just not going to go there. And I feel like you guys are not afraid to go there, especially when it comes to something that you really believe in, especially when it comes to injustices or supporting people who need support or amplifying voices that need to be heard. Like, you don't give a shit. Like, if people are gonna get mad at you or unfollow you or think that you're a bad person or whatever it is, you're like, if I need to speak up about something and I believe about something, and if somebody needs my help, I'm gonna speak up. I don't care. Like, you're so secure in yourself. I feel like you don't care if people, it's not like you don't care if people like you, but when you know that something is right and you know that you need to speak up, you're not going to shy away from that because like, oh, what if people don't like me? Like, your ego's out of the question when it comes to that kind of thing. You're not afraid to be polarizing. You're not afraid to be controversial. You're not afraid to be controversial. You have a backbone. You have a backbone when it comes to what you believe in. You're not going to just like say one thing to this person and another thing to that person, or withhold your opinion altogether to appease people. You're just going to say it. And like, if you don't like that, and if you want to leave, then you can leave. But this is what I believe. Like, you're not afraid to be opinionated, I guess I should say. And I think people really respect you for that. And a lot of people wish that they could have the guts, have the balls to do that. And that's also something that I think is, the word sexy keeps coming up for you guys. So I guess there's just a lot of people who are attracted to you. But I feel like on the outside, you guys are very like, you come off as like kind of shy or very gentle or kind of awkward, but then like you have this daddy within you. You have this daddy within you that jumps out sometimes, like especially if you are protecting someone or standing up for someone, or, you know, like speaking out about an injustice. There's this like protective daddy that comes out, and that's very attractive to people. You're like what is this? I don't even know what kind of animal this is. You're like a gazelle on the outside. You're like a gazelle in the street and a cheetah in the sheets, or you know what I mean. You're a gazelle on the outside and a cheetah on the inside, like this. Okay, so these are all the messages that I have for you guys, so I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Jupiter Sun's video, which will be what you don't see about yourself. If you feel called to watch that, it will be linked down below. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!